Hello, welcome back. Welcome for the first time if you're new here. I want this practice today to be a little wild. I've been thinking a lot about vulnerability with starting this channel, and for a long time I didn't feel very comfortable in vulnerability. Even in some of my closest friendships, I feel like I didn't always let people see all of me, and it's a continuous practice, but something that's helped me along that journey has been getting vulnerable with myself. Some of us, we like to stay in comfort and safety, which for many of us, it's a process to create enough safety to allow ourselves to start doing more uncomfortable things. I have found that for me, something that's really helped me build my safety and my vulnerability out in the world has been practices that help me meet edges and get a little weird and get a little even cringy. Because when we meet ourselves at these edges, at these weird, strange, uncomfortable places, and we meet ourselves with love, that creates safety within self. If vulnerability feels like something that you struggle with, start to think of it maybe in that way of, how can I love every piece and part of me, even when I'm uncomfortable, even when I make a mistake, even when I'm awkward, because then that will make you feel safe in those situations. And then you can keep expanding and growing, and you have more capacity to be your real, authentic self and be vulnerable out in the world. Hope that wasn't too rambly. I want this practice today to be about getting a little wild, getting a little weird, getting a little strange with yourself in the safety and comfort of your own safe place. So wherever you are, set your space. Maybe you're in your bedroom, maybe you're outside, wherever it is. Create the space, set the space, the sacred space, the container. I've got my little sarong. I've got my yummy incense. I'm on my beautiful balcony with all of these plants that I love. But at the same time, I'm also playing with an edge here because I don't really know if my neighbors can hear me. Some of them probably can. And that makes me feel like a little bit, woo, but I feel safe there. That's okay with me. And I feel like that almost adds to this practice. Another thing that adds to this practice is it's hot and I'm sweaty and I smell. So we're just getting real, raw, and wild over here. And I want you to know that all of you is welcome to get raw and wild with me wherever you are. So without further ado, let's drop in. I invite you to close down your eyes if that feels good for you. If not, please keep them open. This is your practice. Play with it how you want to play with it. Start to drop in by taking a few really deep, expansive inhales. Open mouth, sigh, let it go. Taking this time to drop into your body. What do you feel in this moment? Maybe you feel a breeze on your skin like I do. Maybe you have inside feelings like emotion, jitters, you feel a bit buzzy, or maybe you feel flat, you feel numb. Whatever it is, all of you is welcome here. This is your moment to feel your truth, whatever it is, and welcome it, allow it, love it. As I said, this will be a wild practice, embodying a bit of wildness, letting yourself go a bit, We get so used to operating in polite society, being civilized humans, good neighbors. Which is great, you know? We have to cooperate with so many other people and beings, and it's good to be considerate of them and empathetic to their experience and their feelings. But if we don't take time to connect to our wildness, our instinctual, intuitive side, our carefree, playful side, then that can be harmful as well. So this is your time to connect to that, your instinct, your play. Because play is vulnerable. To truly play, we have to be open and we have to experiment, explore, and to be in full present playfulness. It does require a lot of vulnerability. So let's get comfortable with that by getting playful and vulnerable with self. So you can stay seated. I like to come up onto my knees for this part. Being on hands and knees is also good. Go with where your body wants to go and just start welcoming in some movement. Maybe a rolling of the shoulder, the back, the hips, the neck. Rolling your body around. Letting out any burps if they're coming. Any sounds that help you loosen. Breath that helps you loosen. And a good thing that I like to do to start at the start of a practice like this is a bit of lion's breath. It makes me feel very alive, and obviously it's called lion's breath. It makes me feel animalistic and wild. So just taking a really deep inhale all the way down to the bottom of the lower belly, and then tongue out on the exhale. Just doing a few of those. Inviting in that wild animal, that lion. Maybe if it feels good, inviting in your spirit animal to this practice. Who do you connect to the most? Maybe it's a big cat like a lion. Maybe it's a bird and you want to open your wings. Maybe you're unsure, and that's okay. Just play with different shapes. And shifting to all fours now, because that feels very animalistic and wild to me. Start rolling around in your body. Maybe you want to speed it up a little bit. Give some shakes. Sticking out your tongue, making some weird noises. This is your time to meet whoever is inside of you that wants to play. Letting out some growls. Maybe you want to start crawling, a little bear crawl, or crawling on your hands and knees. Just seeing what that feels like, getting animalistic, getting wild, and continuing with whatever noises feel good to you. it go. What's one layer deeper? One wild thing deeper inside of you. And just noticing how it feels to let some of that out of your system. Maybe you want to bang on your chest like a gorilla. And just play here. Another nice thing could be starting to slap your legs, your thighs, your arms, waking up the body, starting to shake while you tap, and just noticing how it feels to loosen, to soften into the experience. To make noise, to move around. Maybe you want to roll onto your back and shake your legs and your arms in the air. Whatever it is, go for it. If you're getting impulses, messages from the body, please listen and do it and go there and just see what happens, see how it feels. Maybe you want to get up on your up into a squat position and feel like a little goblin, a little gremlin of the earth. You are Mother Earth's creature, and she loves you no matter who you are. You have a place here. Maybe you want to start bouncing as a little goblin, a little gremlin. What's one layer deeper? How can you love yourself in your disgusting, animalistic, wild, out of control nature? I shouldn't have even said disgusting. It's all beautiful and perfect. So pardon me. But that's how it feels, right? When you do these things, you're a little like, ooh, that's a bit gross, or that's a bit cringy. But how can you allow yourself to be that? Because when we get into uncomfortable places, it feels cringy, it feels gross. How can we find safety there? How can we find love there? No matter what. In the next moment, I want to invite you to make the most cringy or gross face and sound that you can muster. Start softening even more so you can drop into that place. Dig deep. Find the next level, the next layer of ick, and just embody it and love it and let it go. 3, 2, 1. And just notice how that feels. Honestly, it makes me feel a little bit emotional. If you're like me and you feel pressure to be perfect, if that is one of your patterns, tapping into the energy of our wild, out of control nature can feel like such a big relief. Oh, I am getting emotional. You do not have to be so perfect all the time. You can just be you. It is safe to be you. And the world wants you to show up in your uniqueness. That's where the medicine is. So, how can we take the little steps necessary to love ourselves even more so we can create that safety, so we can show up in our true, full expression and authenticity, vulnerable in the world, so we can play with everything that is here for us. If you're still getting into your wild nature, I applaud you. Keep going. Do whatever feels good for you. If you're with me and you've slowed down, just notice how you feel now. And maybe notice how you felt at the start as well. I was feeling a little bit buzzy, a little in my head and not in my body. But after doing a practice like that, I feel so much more grounded and calm. But just notice what's true for you. Maybe you feel awake and alive. Maybe you feel something else. Whatever it is perfect. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much for joining me today for this short little practice of connecting to your wild nature, embodying your wildness. Let me know how you went. Love to know, love to hear. And until next time, peace and love.